Hi everyone, in this video I'll show you how I painted this petunia. So the reason why I chose this specific petunia is because first it has a really nice soft pink shade, pinkish peach shade, and it has really nice curling and folding petals. So it will be a really nice practice and study in tones and tonal balance and creating curls and folds easily. So that's why I chose this for my patrons. So first I mix the pinks, a cooler one and then a slightly warmer one. Color mixing is very easy for this one and very quick. And next I started painting. So starting with the Winsor & Newton Cotman series 111 size 4 brush. This one is a really nice brush. So first wet in wet I mapped in the pinks. We preserve the light areas as we do the wet and wet layer because we need the light areas to contrast with the dark areas and create the realism. Now softening everything, softening the edges. Same way I mapped in all the petals to establish the colors, the base of the colors and preserve the light areas. First layer is done and next wet on dry I mapped in the veins with a smaller size 000 brush. The veins are mapped in and next we have to build up to create the depth of color which we see in the reference and to create contrast and tonal balance to build up the colors. So wet on dry I started building up the colors one small area at a time. Remember to soften when you build up wet on dry to get a more realistic and natural look and avoid any hard lines in the middle of the flower where you don't need them and you don't see them in nature. The full tutorial of this petunia, step by step with line drawing, reference photo and full color mixing etc. is available in my Patreon art membership. When you join, you also get instant access to many other tutorials, all the tutorials which I have posted on my Patreon. The link is in the description if you would like to join us. See how building up instantly creates the contrast and gives a more realistic and folded look to the petal. This flower has some slight texture also, so you can slightly dry brush it. going over the painting and seeing and building up any small areas that are lighter and that need to be built up a bit more, or any small areas which I missed. Also adding slight texture where needed. Shaping the edge. Also mixed a slight grey for shaping these white edges because the background of the painting is white. The reference, the edge is white because the background is not white, so that shows. But when the background of your painting is white, then you can slightly shape the edge, the white edge, with a very light grey. Building up and doing small finishing touches where needed, wet on dry, to get the correct contrast and tonal balance that will give us the folded and curling look of the petals. Next, we mix the greens and painted the stem and sepals. The sepals have a light and dark green. Switch to the size 2 brush, and the stem has a lighter, slightly more olivey and warmer green. I painted the sepals wet and damp to wet and wet. They are very small, so don't add a lot of water. The stem I painted wet on dry because it's very small and thin. Then wet on dry, we added details and built up the sepals and stem to get the contrast. The sepals of a petunia have small tiny hairs, so we can add that also with a very tiny brush, wet on dry. Just a few. As I always say, we don't have to copy the reference exactly. If you would like to watch the full tutorial step by step with color mixing, line drawing, reference photo and everything, you can join our Patreon community. You can join my Patreon art membership and find this tutorial and many more other tutorials. The link is in the description and also in my YouTube channel bio. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed watching this short tutorial and let me know what you'd like to see me paint next. Thank you so much for watching. Bye and take care.